In a world with growing technology, the debate over screen time is ever more present. On average, kids spend 3 hours watching TV and 5 hours gaming.
According to the American Optometric Association, children increasingly learn how to use technology before they can walk or read.
Hi, my name is Aditya. Today we're going to interview kids from Trailers Elementary. We're going to ask them questions about screen time. How much time do you spend on screens every day?
I typically spend 3 to 4 hours on screens on a school night, but on a weekend I can spend up to 5 to 6 hours.
How much time do you spend outside every day?
I typically don't go outside in the winter because it's cold, but sometimes in the summer I'll go outside. Not for very long though.
We took a poll of 3rd to 6th grade students about screen time. We saw that 43% of the students spend 1 to 3 hours on their screens, and surprisingly, 18% of the students said that they spend 5+ hours on their screens. We saw that 155 students had a phone, 154 students had a gaming console, and 129 students had a tablet.
We are interviewing Dr. Dowling, who's an expert on screen time. When will your long-term study on screen time be done?
So we're going to be doing this study for 10 years. So we're going to be done in 2030. So we're going to be following these kids when they were 9 and 10 till they're 18 or 20.
Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, so it's really interesting work that we've seen so far. So far, we don't know what causes differences, but we are seeing differences in the brains of kids when they're 9 and 10 who spend a lot of time on screens versus those that don't. So in some of those kids, we see that the outer layer of their brain is thinner than the kids who don't spend a lot of time on screens. And so what we're going to see is we're going to follow them over time to see if the more time you spend on screens, the bigger that difference becomes. And we want to figure out what kind of screen time may have different effects. So is spending a lot of time playing video games different from spending a lot of time on social media versus spending a lot of time on screens doing schoolwork? So those are all things that we're going to be looking at. Right now we see that there are differences. We don't know yet what they mean.
Great, thank you for letting us interview.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're interested in learning about the effects of screen time on the brain.
We are interviewing Miss Holder. What do you think the recommended screen time is for kids?
I think the recommended time is really 30 minutes a day on school days, and then maybe an hour on the weekends. Or if they have friends over, they could maybe stretch it to a couple of hours.
Do you notice any changes in behavior or grades as when your kids spend excessive time on screens?
I don't notice as much with grades, although I'm sure that if I didn't monitor their time as much, then we probably would see some differences in grades. But because I require them to stick to a certain time amount, I don't as much see the grades affected. But I definitely see a difference in behavior. We see some things that aren't really okay and probably are not the best decisions when we spend a lot of time on screen. So I could definitely tell when they've been on for a long time.
On average, how much time do you spend on screens?
About an hour every day.
And how much time do you spend outside?
I spend about an hour in the summers and half an hour in the winter because it's cold outside.
Now you know the facts. So what do you think?
Oh my gosh, we're falling. Woohoo!
Okay. Ooh, I gotta jump over the hole. Ooh, I almost missed it. Ooh. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, no way.
No way. I made it past
No
the
way.
5th level.
No
Let's
way.
go.
No way.
Yay.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.